o'clock in the morning and we're just about to catch the 8:10 train to London. And the train we're catching is no ordinary train, nor is this an ordinary journey. We're taking part in the most exciting rail journey from Edinburgh to King's Cross in 30 years.
It's also going to be the slowest because it will take a steaming 12 hours for us to travel from Edinburgh to London. And that's because we're travelling on this, the Blue Peter Special.
Blue Peter is a Class A2 Pacific locomotive built in Doncaster, and 1998 is a special year for both it and the programme. Not only is it our 40th birthday, it's the locomotive's 50th. Our route was to take us via Berwick-on-Tweed, Newcastle, Darlington, York, Doncaster, Retford, Newark, Grantham, Peterborough, Stevenage, and finally, after 392 miles, King's Cross Station in London.
The driver's name is John Finlinson, the fireman is Paul Kane. Also on the footplate, we've got Peter Kirk from the English, Scottish and Welsh Railways and Terry Newman from the North East Locomotive Preservation Group. Now, because of rules and regulations, we can't actually travel on the footplate, but we've got some nifty technology. We've got mini cameras here set up outside, that's the front view, and also on the footplate where Peter Kirk is now. Hopefully he can hear me. Peter, can you hear me all right?
Yes, Stuart, I can hear you.
Good stuff. How is the 532 going at the moment?
Blue Peter's doing fine. Everything's going very well.
How important is this journey to steam enthusiasts?
This journey is very important because it proves that we can run this type of train along with the modern high-speed trains, and that everyone can enjoy the sight, sound and smell of these fantastic heritage locomotives.
And so you can certainly smell it here in the carriage. How fast are we going at the moment?
Currently we're doing about 65 miles an hour. It's very noisy. It's very hot at the moment. It's almost burning my legs from the firebox.
I was going to say, don't get too close to that fire.
Yeah. We have a huge fire on at the moment, and the firemen will be getting ready shortly to stoke up even further to go up the hill to Grant's house.
Watching Blue Peter when it came on the programme and it was done, and my children have watched it as well, so it's an engine we know very well, so it's great to actually travel behind it at long last, isn't it?
It's just fun going on the steam trains. I just like steam trains.
Do you think they're more interesting than modern day trains?
Yeah, you get to see the puffs of smoke going across the window.
Now, Maurice, you've been involved in the preservation of the 532. Is she going to make it today on this journey without any breakdowns? This is the big question.
Well, today is the longest journey Blue Peter is ever going to make. And it's going to be an endurance test for the engine, the support crew and the footplate crew. But I think with all the preparations that are being carried out, she'll definitely make it.
Ever since the Blue Peter was first abandoned in a siding in Warrington in 1966, we followed her progress closely, from scrap metal to gleaming mainline locomotive.
The presenter was Peter Purvis. When I first saw her, she still had her British Rail number, 60532. But the state of the outside was nothing to what I found when I managed to get the smoke door open. The door itself didn't look too bad, but lying out in a field completely unprotected meant that Blue Peter had become a mass of rust.
By 1970, she was gleaming as presenters Valerie Singleton, John Noakes and Peter Purvis renamed her.
This locomotive, 532 Blue Peter.
The big moment had come, and I pulled the golden cord.
Following this trip to the Birmingham Steam Museum in Tyseley in 1974, years of idleness followed, and another restoration was urgently needed. The North Eastern Locomotive Preservation Group took charge of Blue Peter in 1986. They slaved for 5 years to restore her, and this is how they did it.
Here we go, chaps.
Then in 1992, Diane Louise Jordan renamed her again.
And now for the moment that I and all Blue Peter fans have been waiting for. So let's see if I can get this right. Yo, Blue Peter.
Only 18 months ago, Romana had her chance to ride on the footplate with Maurice Burns.
This makes it go more efficient. Can you wind it that way a little bit?
On a long journey like the King's Cross run today, 60532 Blue Peter needs plenty of stops, like this one at Berwick-on-Tweed, to take on extra water. In the old days, they used to scoop it up from troughs between the rails as they went along. Today, it's all done using a water lorry. Let's go over here and talk to Terry from the Preservation Society, because we're just having a look here at the wheels and everything. Terry,
Good morning.
how are you, all right?
Very well, thanks.
Good. How's she looking?
Very well at the moment.
That's good.
A good rundown. Every time we stop, we like to have a check around and make sure everything's nice and cool.
Yeah.
At the moment, we're okay.
Permission to touch this? Oh,
Yes, no problem at all.
It's still a bit warm, actually. Still a bit warm.
Now, I don't know about you, but I think there's nothing like a good sing-song on a long journey.
Yeah. Meet the Lightning lads. Now hopefully I'll get this right. Duncan, Lee, Tim and Rob. There we are. And they're also winners of the Young Quartet Trophy. So, do you reckon you could teach a novice like me?
I'm singing the highest part, so follow me.
Your little note finding is...
Yeah, just make sure we're singing the right pitch.
Brilliant.
So on, you go wait for us all to come in.
All right, but I'll do it with you.
Okay.
Brilliant.
Okay, I've had a bit of a brainwave here with what I think is a brainwave. Because we're on a sentimental journey, what better tune than Sentimental Journey to do? And I've got my sheet music, so I know my words here. So can we have a go at that? Gonna take a sentimental journey. Gonna put my heart at ease. Gonna take a sentimental journey to renew old memories.
fantastic. Oh, do you think we're halfway there yet? Are we halfway there yet?
We're just over halfway.
Do you know what? It smells like we've been on the train for absolutely
I've just
hours.
ran the whole length of the platform looking for you.
She thought we were up in first class. No such luck. So what's York like then?
York is fantastic. The station itself is beautiful, but right next door to the station is the National Railway Museum, and have I had a steaming time or what? This is seriously hard work. Well, believe it or not, I am single-handedly moving this 60-ton 1882 Gladstone locomotive on this amazing turntable. Tell you what, the Gladstone might not be steaming, but I certainly am. Diane, come and help me. Did people really used to do this on them by themselves?
Mostly, yes. Of course, we do cheat a little these days and use the electric motor.
Electric motor? There's an electric motor, and I'm doing it like this. Thanks for nothing. You kept that quiet, didn't you? Where's the electricity? Oh. Now this is more like it. This little beauty doesn't need a turntable because it's got two fronts and faces both directions at the same time. I bet you don't know what this is. It's actually had me confused for a while because it's got a screw top, so it's obviously meant to hold liquid of some kind, but it's not a drinking bottle because it's far too big for that. Now the clue actually lies in the fact that back in Victorian times, train carriages were really cold because there was no heating on board. So passengers would actually hire these, have them filled with hot water, and then they could put their feet on them. So there you have it, one Victorian foot warmer. Mallard looks fast, and it was. On the 3rd of July 1938, it clocked up an incredible 126 miles an hour, making it the fastest steam locomotive in the world. That's my kind of loco. The Black Five is pulling a palace on wheels. These beautiful coaches were matching Christmas presents for King Edward VII and his wife, Queen Alexandra, in 1902. This was the King's bedroom. It is so luxurious and beautiful. And the most inventive device in here, which was at the cutting edge of technology in those days, was the electric light. He's even got a button here to call his attendant, his equerry, and his valet. Very nice.
The stop at York was a chance for Blue Peter to take on 4 tons of extra coal. The support crew from the North Eastern Locomotive Preservation Group was supervised by Paul Hutchinson.
This is how you would normally load a steam engine with coal. Well, these days, on a run like this, you load it in any way that you can.
Look at the size of this wheel. I mean, look, that's taller than me, that. I mean, look at it.
6'2" diameter.
Incredible.
Driving wheels on this locomotive.
Incredible.
While Blue Peter was leaving York, I was 80 miles down the line preparing an ambush using a camera-carrying model helicopter. Working with the operator, Jeff Bell, I hope to get some unusual pictures as the 532 sped by. Not quite as easy as it sounds.
In as much as the train's already doing 50 miles an hour, I have to start from a hover to 50 mile an hour, so it may just get away from me slightly, but we'll try and keep up with it as best we can for as long as we can.
How long does it take your helicopter to get airborne?
From somebody telling me, it'll be about a minute and a half.
Right, well, we won't have a minute's warning, so how are we going to know when the train's coming?
Well, I think we're going to need a spotter.
Hi, Louise, can you hear me?
Yes, Richard, I can hear you.
Okay, good. Any sign of our train yet?
No, not yet.
Okay, great, thanks. We've only got one chance of getting this right. If we're out by mere seconds, then the whole thing's blown. It would have been a complete waste of time. Jeff, are we going to do it?
Yes, we are. Yes,
right, good.
I'm confident.
I'm sure he'll be building his part. We'll know where he is.
We'll hear him before we see him, probably.
Richard, can you hear me?
Yeah.
It's just coming round the bend now.
Okay, thank you.
The suspense is killing me. Where is he?
Hold it steady then. Good luck.
Is it in?
Yeah, go left a little bit.
Where's his helicopter? Look.
There we go.
There we go.
Where is he?
Oh, there he is.
Back off!
Hold it steady. Watch it, keep it right. Keep it there now, keep it there, keep it there. Okay, start and follow, left. Keep going.
success or what?
Bacon!
There he is, he's following us in his helicopter, look.
That was him! Waiting for our train and he wasn't even looking at us.
He was looking at his monitor because he was looking at his shot, you see.
Thanks, Rich.
Okay, well, I've been given a real privilege now because they said I couldn't travel on the footplate, but Peter Kirk has just said they will allow me to travel between Newark and Peterborough. It's very exciting because that's the fastest part of the journey. So I'll see you on the footplate. Wish me luck.
Well, Peter, thanks very much for letting me on here. I'll tell you what, you feel very unstable stood here. I've got a fire which is raging at I don't know what degrees Fahrenheit. Oh, sorry. And meanwhile, this guy's sticking his head out the window every 5 seconds trying to see where we're going. It's all go. But it's an incredible feeling, I tell you.
What does it smell like?
I can't describe the smell, but it smells very strong. Like a mixture of coal and steam and a unique smell, I suppose, that you would only ever get if you were here. I love the smell, actually. Let's talk to the guy who's shoveling the coal down here. Come and have a chat with me here. Look, I've given you a rest now. I've given you a rest by talking to you. I made Peter do all the work, yeah? And he's managed to drop coal on my toe at the same time as well.
Yeah, it's very hard work. How do they normally work in that kind of condition? They obviously can't hear what anyone's saying.
No, I know. It's very difficult to hear what you're saying. So how do you actually communicate between each other on the footplate?
Shout. Just shout.
Yeah. As actually Peter was saying to me, Katie, that after about 6 hours on the footplate, you do begin to lose your voice.
Keep going, Stuart.
Can you still see me?
Why do you think we sent you down there?
I'll have no voice left when I come back, I tell you.
I think the most important thing in there, obviously, is their flask of tea and coffee.
Yeah, I've still yet to find that.
It's right in front of you.
Where is it? I can't
On your left.
On my... on my left. There! It was behind me. Hey, you're going to offer me a tea or a coffee? Oh, I tell you what, you don't want to have any of that. No, I know, I insist.
It looks like soot.
Peter's just drunk it. I don't give him long. Put a bit of oil in it, adds a bit of flavour.
Come on, hurry up, we'll be out of steam.
Oh, we're going to stop.
We need a bit more, yeah?
Make him work.
Yeah. Marks out of 10. About 7, I think.
Oh, I
He
think
just
he's
needs... now he's getting better. I'll give him 8. That's enough, Stuart.
Okay, we're about to go through a tunnel. Oh, I think you'll find that's my job. Here we go. I've got little enough to do as it is. Oh.
Tunnel!
That's it. That takes us into the tunnel now. Wow. It's like being in a black hole, I tell you. A black hole with a huge furnace behind it. Okay, now I've got a very important job because I've got to actually sound the whistle again just as we exit the tunnel. So I've got to concentrate to know where that is.
Good luck.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah!
And we're out of the tunnel. Peter, we're approaching the stretch now where the Mallard hit its top speed. What are we hoping to do?
Just over 75.
I'll let you know when we're there. We're nearly there. 72. We're there. 75. 75 miles an hour. We hit it. Right. This is the spot now we're in. This is the spot when the Mallard did that speed. Peter, thank you very much for letting me come on the footplate. It's been an experience of a lifetime.
Right, a large knife and a small knife. There's a right and a wrong way on a train, especially if you want to eat and cook in style.
Then a large knife, blade facing in.
Presentation is everything in cookery, I've just been told.
Really?
People eat with their eyes first, then their mouths. You might remember that while you're chopping the veg.
Small fork, large fork.
And you place them, small fork on the outside, large fork on the inside.
And just take off just over half of that fat, okay? Straight down the end, like that. Not your fingers, hopefully. Preferably not your fingers.
We were doing lamb cutlets with all the trimmings.
I'm lamb chopping, I'm getting rid of that fat. It's all very healthy, you see, on board this train. Less fat, the better. Oh, that's not too bad.
Tunnel!
Large glass on a stacker.
Right, a stacker.
Yep.
I'm learning all the terms, aren't
Go
I?
on the right.
Hang on a minute.
Liquid in first, yeah?
Liquid in first. In it goes.
I think the guest would have left by now.
And then stand back as it turns.
Oh! There we go. Hey!
Give a shake.
Bombay Miles.
How you doing?
Oh, hello!
How are you?
Well, very well. I'm actually...
You
in the field. No, I didn't ask because I was concentrating on the
I'm not sure which one was you, to be quite honest.
Oh, I see. I was looking at a little TV screen, concentrating on my helicopter, and I had to race here to get to this train. It's great. There's people all down the line looking at the train.
I know.
Incredible.
Why would you waving at them?
Stunning train, isn't it?
Don't want to knock into anyone like that. We've got three going on here, three plates here. Sir, madam, thank you. Your dinner for you. Ladies first, of course. Now this is a special dish which I have created for you tonight. It's lamb surprise.
Have you done this yourself?
And the surprise is I did it myself. It looks alright, isn't it? They've got very, very fussy customers over there. I'll warn you about those two, alright? I'll get round to
More
it.
in a minute if you like it, okay?
Thank you.
Good evening. Could I interest you in some vegetables?
Yes, colleague, if you like.
Thank you. I can't promise these aren't going to end in your lap, madam, but
An hour later, our journey was coming to an end. Recognise these two? Former Blue Peter presenters Valerie Singleton and John Noakes were at King's Cross Station in London to welcome us with the Pandemonium Steel Band.